Hey guys, it's Mike in Taiwan here, and I just came back from a really long walk in the city. I don't know what it is about that helps people to just keep walking and walking, but I guess it's just kind of like that final destination that you got to go somewhere, you got to go meet somebody, and I severely probably underestimated the length of travel or like how long it would take. Like, I was just thinking, it takes like half an hour to walk from the MRT station over to where I was going to, and man, I'm bushed. So and actually, it's a good feeling though, because I usually don't have this much because I'm not really like walking as much. Kind of makes me think that I should probably have like one of those programs on my phone where or like just like a pedometer, I guess, or where they pay you for like walking. I'm not saying that that's probably going to like make me rich or anything. It probably wouldn't make you rich any either, but it's nice, especially if it's true that it does like give you an extra like $5 or like $6 at the end of the month. But what is that going to do? That's probably just going to buy you like a hamburger combo, if that. So I did make a new friend today. I got a book off of him too, so it's good. It's kind of like this English library place, and I think that we're just kind of in dire need of that. In If I could just talk about that for a second, about how a lot of people just they don't read anymore, um, and it was interesting. It was really interesting to have a conversation with him about like a lot of things. Like one thing he said was that like once we're done with all this technology mumbo jumbo, then we're gonna have to get back to basics. Reading books, writing stuff, and I think that people are really not ready to be there yet because we're just so ingrained and so reliant on technology. Kind of in other news, I probably will be doing some more and studying in more courses about AI, because I think that's kind of like where everything's at, right? I don't know necessarily if you're on the boat of the whole AI thing, but it's kind of weird. I feel like there's actually probably like three parties when it comes to this whole AI issue. Um, Ones who are kind of aware that's coming, ones who are just kind of digging their head into the sand and just they say, well, you know what, whatever happens, happens. I don't really care. And then kind of the third one, they're not really investing any time and energy into it, but they know that there's like something there. It's weird. Like, I was doing a little bit of research about people in some parts of the UK, and some of them they don't even have a cell phone. Um, it's weird how I was even watching this TV show where like there's these people in Canada, and that's probably because they're like living in the countryside or something. Like, they don't even have a cell phone. Um, what does that necessarily mean, like in terms of their life or like what they're doing with their life? Probably nothing. But I don't want to say that I can't live without it, but it is a little bit strange when I'm walking up and down the street. And actually, this is a funny thing. When I was in the MRT or when I was in the subway or train or whatever, they're all the same to me. But a couple of guys, they got out of the train, and then the first thing they did was shove their head into the phone. They're not even looking where they're going. They could probably trip and fall, maybe like fall onto the track of the train. Hopefully that doesn't happen to them. But I just find it's just so strange how it's almost like a different reality where you escape this reality and then you just dive into the reality of your cell phone. And is it like, what is it that we're actually looking for when we're on our phones anyway? Love, connection. Are you looking for somebody to like you? Are you looking for somebody to make a comment about like that picture that you posted on your memes or whatever it is? And I don't really know what the answer is. We're not even like, I mean, you might say that we are artists because, we are posting some art and making some videos and all this stuff online. Mind you, it's all of this stuff is like basically prefabricated. Like, you take some type of template and then just you put your face in it, and then it just kind of, makes something that is related to you, but did you make it? Probably not. So, but that's just my point of view. I mean, I make videos. I mean, I just want to like get my ideas out there, and you know, I did buy a book from my from the library, so I'm probably going to be getting into that pretty soon enough. Although there's a bunch of books that I haven't really finished yet, and I think that there's you know, I don't even know what language, but you know, nobody's really reading that many books anymore, and I mean, comic books don't count. One of the I used to talk to this relative a lot. I don't really talk to her anymore, but there's two things that she taught me that I think that are really important lessons for my life. One is vegetables are important, and the second one is stop reading comic books and pretending that they're real books. So, you know, I had like all these stacks of comic books. I remember like visiting my aunt's house like, you know, years and years and years ago, and you know, she's like, come with me and we'll go to like the bookstore. I want you to actually pick a real book and like go finish it and read it. And I did. It was actually a synopsis of like some comic book show or something. See, the thing is that with comics, there's like different types of levels. There's like the really comic book itself. There's the graphic novel, and then there's the novel. So what I was reading was like the novelization of one of the comics that I was reading, and I went through the whole thing. I mean, I don't even remember if I remembered any of it, but the point was the fact that she put me in a room, and she said, "Read this," right? And I kept reading it and reading it, and basically it just went all the way until the nighttime went down, and then suddenly I just like realized, looking out the window, that it was dark outside. So I think that was probably a turning point for me about reading and understanding how important it is. The thing is that a lot of people with reading they try to mix it up with things like they're gonna like put it on their Kindle or their ebook reader or whatever it is, right? But it's not the same. I have to admit that I'm the first person to admit that it's not the same. There's something about tactile reading that I think it probably like catches in your brain more. But there's so many people that just don't agree with that. There's this like not university, this school that I was wow, that's pretty noisy. Thanks. There's this school in America that people are like talking about right now, where everybody's like learning with AI. They don't even have like a well, they have a teacher in the classroom, but the teacher is not redirecting you to learn. They're just saying, okay, we'll go back to AI and go look at it and whatever. And I wasn't understanding the whole curriculum and the way that it works. All I know is that I read maybe like 10 lines about how the way that the school works, and I was just like, wow, this is not going to work or anything. But what they're doing is the students are like hardcore learning for maybe 2 or 3 hours with AI, and after that they do their projects, or they go out and they do something else, and I don't know exactly how the way it works, but there's actually other places in the world where it's the total opposite, and because it's like almost like this the cell phones and the iPads and all this stuff, it's like getting out of control, that you know, we have to send our kids over to boarding school in order for them to get over the habit, right? They have these like internet I don't know what they're called, but like internet camps or like whatever, junkie camps, I don't know what they're called, in China, where because there's a bunch of kids, teenagers, they're all addicted to the internet. Their parents basically send them to these camps, and then they stop by whatever, doing it cold turkey. Basically, they have no cell phone, they have no internet, they have no nothing for like 6 months, and usually they'll probably relapse. So I don't know necessarily if that's effective or not. Anyways, guys, that was the end of my day, my really long day of just walking and thinking about everything and thinking how everything's going to go. This is Mike here signing off. I'll see you guys later. Bye.